Excellency the President, Comrade Mnangagwa, has, in terms of Section 104 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, Amendment number 20 of 2013, appointed the following as Cabinet Ministers. Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Professor Thuli Ngube. Minister of Defense and War Veterans, Honorable Opa Pange Mchinguri Kashiri. Local Government, Public Works and National Housing, Honorable July G. Moyo. Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Siso B. Moyo. Public Service, Labor and Social Welfare, Honorable Sekesai Zenza. Industry and Commerce, Honorable Mangaliso Ndovu. Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Cain Matema. Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, Honorable Professor Amon Mulira. Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Professor Paul Mavima. Lands, Agriculture, Water, Climate, and the Rural Resettlement, Honorable Chief Air Marshal Terence Shini. Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Winston Chitando. Energy and Power Development, Honorable Joram Kumbo. Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Joel Bigi Matiza. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Monica Mchangwa. Information, Communication Technology and Courier Services, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe. Environment, Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Priska Fumira. Youth, Sport, Arts and Recreation, Honorable Kirsty Coventry. Health and Child Care, Honorable Dr. Obadiah Moyo. Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi. Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Honorable Stenbiso G.G. Nyoni. So this brings our Cabinet Ministers 20, a total of 20. His Excellency the President, again, is in terms of Section 104 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, Amendment 20 of 2013, is appointed the following as Deputy Ministers. Defense and War Veterans, Honorable Victor Temadanda. Local Government, Public Works and National Housing, Honorable Jennifer Mtang. Public Service, Labor and Social Welfare, Honorable Love Mo Matuke. Industry and Commerce, Honorable R. Modi. Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Michael Madiro. Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Edgar Moyo. Lands, Agriculture, Water, Climate and Rural Resettlement, 2 Deputy Ministers, Honorable Douglas Karoro and the Honorable Vangelis Tatos. Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Polite Kambamura. Energy and Power Development, Honorable Magna Mchwiwa. Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Fortune Chassi. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Energy Todi. Information, Communication Technology and Courier Services, Honorable Jerifan Swere. Youth, Sports, Arts and Recreation, Honorable Yemukai Simbanekali. The following Ministers of State for the provinces have also been appointed. Harari's appointment is still, being formulated to be announced in due course. Bulawayo, Honorable Judith Ngube. Mashonaland West, Honorable Mary Miliswa. Mashonaland East, Honorable Apollonia Mzwerengi. Mashonaland Central, Honorable Monica Mafunga. Manicaland, Honorable Ellen Gwaratimba. Midlands, Honorable Larry Mavima. Masvingo, Honorable Ezra Shadzamira. Matabele South, Honorable Abednego Mube. Matabele North, Honorable Richard Moore. The following ministers of state have been appointed in the offices of the Vice President. In the office of Vice President, General Retired CGDN Chwenga, we have Honorable Evelyn Ndovu, former Secretary in the Ministry of the SME. In the office of Vice President KCD Mohati, we have Honorable Davis Marapira, former Deputy Minister of Agriculture. That completes the appointment.